Hi there, folks. So we've gone over quite a few different months with different topics of a workout move to focus on. This month we're going to be focusing on planks. Now planks are very important move. I have all my clients do them no matter what their level or stage at is of strength or experience, because everyone can start at a level and move their way up. So we're going to be working on that today. I'm going to go over the most basic move to start with if you're just getting started, or even if you're in a position where you can't get on the floor because it's too difficult. We're going to start with those first, the ones that are up at the wall and at a counter. Once then, we'll work our way down towards the floor, eventually getting on our knees and eventually getting onto our toes. So here we go. Let's get started. Our first version that we can do is at a wall. So find any wall that you have, a nice sturdy wall, nothing slippery underneath you, and we're going to start very easy. Now there's two different ways that we can do planks. One is on our hands, the other is on our forearms. Now, for those folks who have any wrist issues, any type of previous fracture, wrists are very weak, arthritis, anything that your wrists hurt very frequently and easily, you're going to want to focus on doing it on your forearms, and I will show you both options. So let's start first, plank at the wall. So you're just going to have hands out at right underneath my shoulders, right? So I'm at my shoulder height and I'm back enough that I'm a little bit of an angle of my incline here between my head and my toes, right? So I'm not directly straight, I'm a little bit at an incline. So when I'm here though, I can't just use my arms to do all the work. I'm also going to try and activate my stomach muscles, which means tightening my stomach muscles and holding it here for 30 seconds. That's it. That is our first basic one, is a wall plank. Now, if you don't like that with your wrists, or if that's too easy for you, you can try your forearms. But again, my elbow now is going to be at the same height as my shoulder. So I'm not down here, I'm not up high. I'm right here at my shoulder. And I can do whatever I want with my hands. Keep them flat, keep them sideways, it doesn't matter. And again, I'm not straight up, I'm back enough that I can feel my body working. Another thing you can do is you can come up on your toes if you have that ability to stand up on your toes to make it harder. But you're gonna hold here for 30 seconds, and if you want to start off, if that's even hard for you, you can start off with 10 seconds. Work your way up to 20, then 30 seconds. Building up to 30 seconds is our goal of each move here. Once you've gone up here at 30 seconds, and you've done 3 rounds, it's starting to get a bit easier, you're ready to move on to the next level, which is at the counter. Okay, I found my counter space. This could be in the bathroom, this could be in your kitchen, wherever you have a good sturdy counter, something that's not moving. I wouldn't suggest this at a table because the table could move with all your weight. A counter is the best spot, something that's not movable. All right, so we're again, not straight up, right? We're gonna be tilted a bit. Now, you can start with your hands first. Good grip. If you have your hands on top, I don't want them to slide away. So you can find a good way I put my thumbs underneath to have a good grip. I'm back enough. I've tightened my stomach muscles, right? Because if I'm arched like this, my back is doing all the work, my stomach muscles are not working. So, stomach muscles are strong, shoulder blades are strong, even my legs and my hips and my butt muscles are all gonna be strong. And I hold it here. That's it. I just hold. So my arms are gonna do work, my stomach's gonna do work, hopefully not my back improperly, and even my legs might feel some work as well. Hold it for 30 seconds in this position. Now when it comes to your doing stuff at the counter, this is where we can't really do this. That's a bit hard on our body. So we can't really do the forearm on the counter. So you're gonna have to do your wrists. If that's too hard, you can start to move down to something more soft. And I will go over that with you. Once we have gone from a wall to a counter, we're ready to move down to the floor. Now, down at the floor level, this is really important that we really have good access and control of our stomach muscles. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how to properly brace your abs, and the best way I can explain it to you is, if I was standing here relaxed and all of a sudden someone was about to punch me in the gut, how would my abs abs turn on? Would I get knocked the wind out of me because I wasn't ready? Would my abs tighten enough that someone could hit me and I wouldn't feel it? How would you respond? That's the best way I can say is bracing for impact, right? Your abs turn on. So your abs need to be turned on. We're not sucking in our stomach for a pretty picture like suck it in, hold your breath. We're not doing that. We have to still be able to breathe. So our abs need to learn how to turn on, stay active, and hold the position while still breathing. So when it comes to the plank, on our knees is the next step. If this is hard on your knees, whether you're on a hard floor or you are still on a mat, if it's too hard, you can roll up the mat to give yourself extra cushion. So on our knees, again, my hands are directly underneath my shoulders, right? Directly underneath. I don't have them way out here, and I'm not here behind me, okay? Try to have them underneath. If you need to know how you're doing, if you don't have a mirror nearby, you can always record yourself. So I'm just gonna hold it here. And again, I don't have my hips too low where, oh, I can feel it all on my back. You have to find the right position where my stomach muscles are having to work, right? People like to start up here. It's like, well, I'm not feeling anything. Come down, come down, come down to a point where you're like, oh, now I feel my stomach muscles having to work. Getting a bit shaky, holding it here. So my arms are doing work, my stomach, my back, my butt muscles, my hips, a lot of things are doing work here. Hold it for 30 seconds, and then you're done. Now, if I was gonna do this on my forearms, I can come here, and I see a lot of people start on the floor, and then they push themselves up, which is totally fine, instead of starting up high, nice and high. But if you're doing this and you're coming up from the floor, you need to tighten your stomach muscles before you get up, or your back's doing all the work. So I tighten my stomach muscles, lift my hips up, and you want to find that right position, right? Because again, if you come up too high, you're not going to be doing all the work. You want to find that right position where your abs are working, my elbows are directly under my shoulders. Doesn't matter what you do with your hands. You're holding it here. I'm looking straight down towards my hands. I'm not looking at my body. So we want to have good neck position. We hold it for 30 seconds and then we stop. Now, when you can do 3 rounds at 30 seconds of those moves, you're ready to move on to the more advanced, on our toes. Same thing. You can have the option of using your hands or your forearms to hold your plank on your toes. So, I will show you the next version. On our toes, with our hands, again, directly underneath my shoulders. I'm in my position, and then I pop up, tightening my abs first, popping up. I'm holding it here. I can feel my abs working, my arms, my hips, my legs. Everything's working. And I hold it for 30 seconds. Now, if I'm gonna do it on my forearms, I have to start on the floor and pop up. So again, you'll have to have strong core strength before you pop up into the position. And you really have to either know where you're at with a mirror or your camera and feel it and know you're in good position, or you might be too, again, curved and feeling it in your back. So I will show you. So we're coming down to the floor. I get my elbows directly underneath me. I tighten my abs, toes are in position. I'm gonna pop up. So right here I am. Remember, I'm not down too low where I'm feeling it in my back, and I'm not up too high. Gotta find that middle plank position. Flat like a board. We're holding it here for 30 seconds. Okay, so now we've hit all the different moves that you can do for a regular plank, right? From wall, counter, knees to toes. Now, what happens after that? You need further advanced moves. There's lots of advanced moves. We can do a plank with little hip drops. We can do a plank with a pike. We can do a plank up downs, getting more arm workout. We could do a plank with a toe reach. So I'll show you a couple really quick, and that's it. Planks are pretty simple. It just takes time to perfect finding the right positioning of your body, making sure you're using your abs, making sure you find the best comfortable position for you, whether it's on your forearms or your hands. So I'll show you a couple of advanced moves for those folks out there that need more advanced work. We'll start with plank with a hip drop. Now, it's very subtle. I'm just slightly moving my hips side to side. And the best way I can show you is like this. My hips are moving side to side. Very subtle. It's coming from the front abs, doing a little pull side to side. So the rest of my body's not moving all over the place. It's a lot of ab control, okay? All right, second, we have our plank up downs, which I'm actually gonna show you on my knees because you can do this one on your knees. You don't have to be up to a toe level to do it. So plank up down, you'll start here, and then you'll come down on your forearms, and then you push yourself back up with your hands. But I can't leave my butt up in the air. That is something I see that's very common, is people go like this and come up and down. So you can't do it. You gotta bring the whole body down with you, and then the whole body back up. That one requires a lot of upper body strength to do that one. Once that's easy, you're welcome to do it on your toes. Next move, we're gonna do our pike up and down. It's sort of a mixture of a downward dog and a plank put together. So if I'm here, am I in a regular plank? I'm gonna use my stomach muscles to pull my butt up, and then I'm gonna come back down. This requires good control of where your positioning is, because I could use my arms to push myself up and down, but I'm trying to use my abs. Up and down. So the best way I like to describe it is you have a rope on your back and someone's pulling you up and down. You have to use your abs here to do a little contraction, right? A little crunch when your back is going up and then back into position. So that's another advanced move. The last advanced move I will show you is a plank with a toe touch. So it combines that up and down positioning. So I will be in a plank, and then I reach up, reach back for a toe, my opposite hand goes to opposite toe area, and then I switch. And I go back to my plank, and then I come back up, and reach again, and back down. Now that one can be hard on a lot of body parts because you have to hold one arm for a while and switch. Another one just at the top of my head is shoulder taps. So you can start this on your knees. Once you're here in a good position, and you can start tapping shoulder and shoulder. So this requires a lot of core work. Otherwise, people are rocking side to side. That's very easy. But we want to try and not move. So in order to not move very much, you have to really tighten the core to prevent the movement. And once you get good at doing that, eventually you can try that on your toes as well. So there was a lot of information there in terms of just lots of different options for planks. As you can see, they do work a lot of body parts. It does take a little bit of time to build up to it. I know some folks do not like doing them because of the fact that you have to hold still for 30 seconds doing a move. And that is almost more of a mental exercise than anything. But doing isometrics, which is where we hold still in the position, is really great, not just for the mental effort, but also for the body as well and the fitness. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always taking on new clients. I always usually have room for a couple slots on my schedule, and I'm more than willing to work with you to help build up your strength and have you doing full planks. Bye.